News Services Division of Akashvani presents Northeast Diary.
Good evening. Welcome to this edition of Northeast Diary, bringing you the latest developments of India's unexplored Northeast region. Today, we feature an interview with Sri Utpal Bhorpujari, renowned film critic and filmmaker from the state of Assam. We will also talk about the rich heritage of Tripura. But for now, let's take you over to Sikkim, where State Day is celebrated on 16th of May. Sikkim celebrated its 48th State Day on 16th May 2023. It was on 16th May 1975 that the erstwhile kingdom became part of India as its 22nd state. The state-level celebration was organized at Chintan Bhavan, Gangtok, in the presence of Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya and Chief Minister P.S. Tamang. Our Gangtok correspondent Tashi Ungmubhutia has filed a report on the celebration of Sikkim State Day.
Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Acharya appreciated the state's progress in gender equality, education, healthcare, employment generation, organic farming, and environment conservation. He urged all to draw inspiration from these achievements and work towards taking the state to greater heights. He credited Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Act East policy for development and thanked him for providing Sikkim the opportunity to host G20 events which projected the state's rich natural and cultural heritage on a global platform. The governor added that the central government's Vibrant Village program will transform lives in Sikkim's border villages. He stressed on widening the viability of generic medicines across the state.
इस अवसर पर मुझे कहते हुए खुशी हो रही है कि सिक्किम वास्तव में राष्ट्रीय एकता, अखंडता और देशभक्ति का सच्चा उदाहरण है। भले ही सिक्किम भारत की आजादी के 28 साल बाद ही भारत का हिस्सा बना, राज्य और लोगों ने देश के लिए महबूल बहुत ही बहुमूल्य योगदान किया। आज भारत सरकार की एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी के कारण लोगों का उत्तर पूर्व के प्रति दृष्टिकोण बदल रहा है। यह हम सभी के लिए गर्व की बात है कि भारत इस वर्ष G20 की अध्यक्षता कर रहा है। भारत की अध्यक्षता में G20 की 2 बैठकें, बिजनेस 20, स्टार्टअप 20 सिक्किम में आयोजित होना इस बात की गवाह है कि सिक्किम देश में कितना महत्वपूर्ण रखता है। आज इस बैठकों के कारण सिक्किम की सुगंध पूरे विश्व में फैली हुई है।
In his address, Chief Minister P.S. Tamang highlighted the state government's initiative across sectors, particularly in the health sector, such as launch of dialysis centers and mobile village clinics, strengthening cancer treatment facilities, boosting oxygen availability at hospitals, and increasing MBBS seats in the state. Mr. Tamang announced free treatment for dialysis and cancer patients belonging to BPL families. On the occasion, the Chief Minister highlighted Sikkim's strong performance in eradicating tuberculosis and showcased reforms in the education sector. Sikkim Seva Samman was presented to Resident Commissioner, Sikkim House, New Delhi, Ashwini Kumar Chand, Secretary of Women and Child Development Department, Ganga Pradhan, Secretary of Health and Family Welfare Department, Sevangyacho Bhutia, and cardiologist Dr. D.P. Rai. Sikkim Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya and Chief Minister P.S. Tamang also flagged off ambulances for government colleges and mobile diagnostic laboratories for Gazing and Mangan districts. With Dakit Sarkar, this is Tashang Bhutia for AIR News Sikkim.
First of its kind for the state of Nagaland, two film personalities, Miss Kivini Shohei and Ms. Andrea Kevichusa is representing Nagaland at the prestigious 76th Cannes Film Festival 2023 in France. The Indian delegation is being led by Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, Dr. L. Murugan. The festival began on 16th of this month and will conclude on 27th May. Our Kohima correspondent has filed this report.
Ms. Kevini Shohei and Ms. Andrea Kevitsisa are representing the state Nagaland for the first time on the ongoing 76th Cannes Film Festival at France. They are representing Nagaland as part of the delegations of the Northeast Film Fraternities. This is done with the efforts of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India, to promote and support the development of the Northeast film sector. Ms. Kevini Shohei is a prominent filmmaker and a founding member of the Film Association of Nagaland. Ms. Shohei is also a recipient of the Governor's Award 2014 in the field of arts for filmmaking. Ms. Andrea Kevitsisa is a model and actor. She made her acting debut with Anek in 2022 alongside Mr. Ayushmann Khurrana, for which she won the Filmfare Award 2023 for Best Female Debut. Ms. Kevitsisa has also worked with several fashion designers and notable brands. The Information and Broadcasting Ministry is supporting and sponsoring 2% each from film fraternities of the Northeast states, giving them an opportunity to get an exposure to one of the world's prestigious film festivals and connect them with some of the film fraternities from across the globe. For Northeast Diary, this is Asunyo from Akashvani News, Kohima.
Drug addiction issue is alarming in the state of Meghalaya. The state has approximately 2.5 lakh drug users, including 30,000 women as per the official records. A report.
The government is concerned about the increasing number of drug users among children and youth in the state. The notorious Golden Triangle represents the region coinciding with the rural mountains of Myanmar, Laos, and Thailand. It is Southeast Asia's main opium-producing region and one of the oldest narcotic supply routes to Europe and North America. Due to close proximity to the Golden Triangle, Meghalaya has become a major transit point for drug trafficking, and this has put the authorities on a very high alert to tackle the menace. The Anti-Narcotics Task Forces, that is ANTF of the police, is trying its best to curb the drugs menace by putting in place strategic plan by strengthening infrastructure and having coordination among all stakeholders, besides organizing multiple awareness programs in schools, colleges, and in villages and towns. The government has identified 12 to 15 localities in Shillong where the incidence of the use of narcotics was very high. At the same time, the government is also looking to revisit the rules to make them more stringent and put the responsibility on the person detained under the NDPS Act. Social Welfare Minister Paul Lyngdoh said that the situation is rather grim in the state, considering that the state's total population is around 35 lakhs.
Today our requirement and challenges have grown tremendously, and as per the latest reports that we have, the number of addicts has gone up to 2.5 lakhs, which is a huge number, and that includes even women and children. So a state of 35 lakhs having 2.5 lakhs addicts surely is seen as rather grim.
The civil society, NGOs and religious institutions needs to step in to curb the problem of drug menace in the state. The government should also come up with a state-run rehabilitation center for both men and women who are suffering from substance abuse. Awareness program at the locality level is also equally important to educate people on this critical issue. This is Lamfrang Longspung for Northeast Diary from AIR News Shillong.
Tripura is renowned with rich cultural heritage in terms of religious sites, art, architecture, and folk culture. The state also has famous Tripureshwari Kali Temple, which is one of the 51 Puranic Shakti Pithas of the country. Similarly, the state is also known for many Buddhist and Hindu archaeological sites. Among them, one of the prominent religious destinations is Unakoti, a Shivite pilgrimage center. Here is a detailed report on this spectacular heritage destination from our Agartala correspondent.
Trudging the pathways of undulating terrain, bisecting deep forest and having a glance of peeped-in gorges and narrow rivers and spring at times, and all the while meeting strange variety of flora and fauna, and of course, forest, children always amazing the urban tourist seeking to escape from their daily grind life. Such a nature's reserve, Unakoti, which is admixed with added color, smell and taste in terms of history, archaeology and religious trait, beckons tourists. About 170 kilometers far off from the capital city of Agartala of the state, the Unakoti hill presents rock-cut images of Hindu gods and goddesses. Huge carvings in a sprawling rock wall appear to have chiseled out, and images carved out that spread here and there and at different heights. Mythological tales sound interesting and states that there was an assembly of gods and goddesses with the Lord of Gods Shiva living for Benares at a point of time, and the place is named as Unakoti, means one less than a crore. Unakoti pantheons are of two types, namely rock-carved and stone images. Central to these rock-cut carvings are the Shiva and Ganesha. The colossal image of Shiva head of 30 feet height, carved in a vertical rock, is known as Unakotishwara Kala Bhairava. Its head is embroidered in tresses forming a headdress of 10 feet high. Nearby, there is a rock-cut image of goddess Durga standing on a lion, while on the other there is an image of goddess Ganga sitting on a Capricorn. There are also images of Nandi bull lying half buried in the ground. Just a few meters down the Shiva carving, three magnificent images of Lord Ganesha are found. A rare carving of the four-armed seated Ganesha, and on its side two standing figures of Sarabhuja Ganesha with 3 tusks and the Ashtabhuja Ganesha with 4 tusks are also found. Moreover, a 3-eyed figure believed to be that of Surya or Lord Vishnu is also found. Other images found are Chaturmukh Shivalinga, Nandi, Narsimha, Sri Ram, Ravana, Hanuman and several unidentified deities. Hearsay is that digging anytime anywhere in the surrounding area, known also as Devasthal, along the Unakoti Bekum hill, one can find out an image of Shiva or the like carved out of rocks. At the bottom of Unakoti, a beautiful spring descending the hill terraces fills up a cavern called Sita Kunda, having a dip into which is regarded as sacred. Every year, a big fair popularly known as Ashokashtami Mela is held during April, when thousands of devotees visit the place to offer their prayers and have a dip in the Sita Kund. Unakoti is believed to have had the influence of the Shiva cult originating from the Pala era of the medieval period of the Indian history. According to the Archaeological Survey of India, Unakoti dates back to the 8th or 9th century AD. Yet, many differ with the opinion, claiming that it dates back longer, further holding that those images were carved out in different spell of time. As the history and tales of Unakoti still hover in obscurity, it demands integrated research by ASI and the like institutions to uncover the mystery and a chapter of hidden past of Indian civilization. With Shubhashish Chanda, this is Kunal Shinde for Northeast Diary from Agartala.
Our personality of the week is Shri Utpal Bhorpujari, a renowned film critic and filmmaker from the state of Assam. He's being interviewed by Vinita Thakur.
Hi friends, today we are here in the studio and we have a guest who is a film critic, a filmmaker and above all a national awardee for his very first film, that is his debut film. And his name, well, it's Shri Utpal Pujari. Welcome sir, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me here.
So like I said that you have been veteran in journalism also. So what do you say, is it still on or?
No, I left journalism in 2010, active journalism, though I used to write off and on as a freelance journalist.
Okay.
But now I have stopped that also because I wanted to be full-time into filmmaking.
Okay.
So, but you once a journalist, always a journalist. So
right.
there was a withdrawal symptom kind of thing for a few years. So I
again.
continued writing. Even now I write one, if people request me to write a piece on something. But I do that, but I don't write it as my bread and butter thing and all.
I understand.
So as a full-time, now I'm a full-time filmmaker, you can say.
You have had a remarkable journey till date. And as filmmaking is concerned, it's a very fascinating world, this world of celluloid. So can you share a bit of your journey in a nutshell? Because listeners do want to know as to how you went about it.
I come from Guwahati. I born and brought up there. I had my schooling and college
in
from
Guwahati
there,
itself,
up to graduation level. I did my graduation from Cotton College, and then I did my master degree MTech in applied geology from IIT Roorkee. At that time, it was University of Roorkee.
Okay.
It became IIT Roorkee later on. And after that, I decided to become a journalist because I had been writing even from my school days in local newspapers and magazines and all on various topics, but mostly on cinema, culture and all.
So do you still write the scripts of your movies or you hire somebody?
Yeah, till now whatever I have done, I have written all the scripts myself for both documentaries and fiction both. But of course I'm exploring other scripts also, people written by others. So
Okay.
I mean, depends on what idea excites me. But generally, if a story catches my attention, I would like to write it myself.
That's the best thing because when you write, you really know what you expect from your artists also.
Exactly.
And just now you said that you did your studies in IIT Roorkee. You are a certified geologist. So after coming from such a line and the switchover of entertainment to this entertainment world, that has been really drastic. And youngsters these days, even I have seen there are so many movies also and where this has been highlighted. But what do you say, the youngsters these days, if there are times when I've seen people studying medicine and then opting for something very different, maybe modeling or such things.
Right, yeah.
So what would you say and how would you suggest them
Actually, I think times have really changed. Now the youngsters know what they want to do from a very early age.
Correct.
In our time, what used to happen that we didn't have proper guidance. So we used to go with the flow mostly. So we used to most of our contemporaries would study engineering or medical and those are the lines to go. If somebody is pursuing, art stream, they would go for English literature or political science, teaching. So it was very predictable, limited kind of this thing. So we used to kind of actually explore our things, and while pursuing the normal course of studies, we kind of got exposed at much later age that these are exciting areas which we can explore. So that's how after my studies I came to journalism, and then after nearly 2 decades in journalism I came to filmmaking. I think now the youngsters from a very early age, because of their exposure to all the things through internet and all, they're very sure about what they want to do in life mostly, and so that confusion we had in our times, it's much lesser now. Of course, even now people study something else, sometimes they go into another field. That will keep happening.
Earlier
I think,
it was very much there in West, but now it has come to our country also. And I feel that they don't waste time. Like the moment they realize that this is not their forte, if it's not of their interest, they immediately change.
Yes,
Unlike us, where we keep on exploring and thinking that we may develop some kind of an interest or taste. And one important thing that comes to my mind is that like you are from Northeast, and nobody can deny the beauty of Northeast is something that registers in your mind if you go and visit Northeast even once. So you being a filmmaker, have you ever thought of promoting tourism by your work Because wherever you go, the scenic beauty is amazing. And have you filmed your whatever work you have done there only, or you go
Yeah,
out?
all my work till now
Has been there
based
only.
in there, and I think through the visual journey that I try to explore in my films, those whoever have watched them, they get a peek into the places,
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
it's Manipur, Nagaland, or Assam, or wherever, or Meghalaya.
Picturesque, it's beautiful. Yeah.
So I think that indirectly. Anyway, I am trying to do that.
Oh, you're doing that, yeah.
But at the same time, I think the governments of the states there, they also have a role to play, and they are trying to promote. Like Arunachal has had shootings of big budget Bollywood films in recent times. Meghalaya has had quite a few film shootings. Even now, some of the big web series, most popular web series, they are set in Northeast now. I mean, which will be coming soon in the next, I think, within this year or next year.
Okay, that would be a great
and
treat.
And also I think as a location, Northeast has a lot more to offer. But one thing is that we also need infrastructure for shooting. Because if the location is very beautiful, that's one thing, but you need to also have the facility to accommodate
That's
150, 200 people, film crew. So those infrastructural development is required so that filmmakers from other parts of the country or even other parts of the world come there and shoot.
And they should feel comfortable, and they should have all the amenities that is required.
Exactly.
Yeah, and since music is one thing that is everywhere in Northeast,
right,
and you also, it seems, is inclined towards music. So as a mentor, you have some works related to music also to promote the youngsters. What is all that?
Basically, I'm not a musician, I'm a music lover.
Okay.
So and like you very correctly said, that music is like
in the air out there.
And out there. So me and a couple of friends of mine, one is Adil Hussain, the actor, and who needs no introduction basically, and Kaushik Nath, who is a childhood friend of both of us.
And great singers are there.
Yeah, so we kind of discussed a few years ago that if we can create a platform to provide guidance to young musicians about what they should do, how they want to go about their career, and that's how this idea called Mongit started. Mongit is, like we call it, soul songs. So it's a annual workshop, a residential mentorship workshop, which is organized in Majuli, the river island, and it's a 3-day workshop where entries are called and some are selected, some around 25-30 young people, and we have had 4 editions till now, including one which was virtual because of the pandemic year. There, the very senior music industry people, music production producers, musicians, lyricists, they come there, and some of the biggest names from Assam mostly, but we also have some guest mentors who come, and all come voluntarily without taking any fees. That is a great thing about the whole workshop. Like this year we had Parvati Baul, the internationally famous Baul singer. She came, and so basic idea is to give the youngsters an idea about how they can pursue their music and how they can actually pursue what they want to do without falling prey to the likes and of social media. Creating a music video and just putting it up on YouTube or any other platform, and then that's it. So you actually don't explore your full potential.
Especially in workshops, you get to explore a lot.
Yeah. So what has happened that within these few years, some of the workshop participants have actually done very well. They have gone to perform in big music shows in outside Assam. Some of them have focused on what they want to do. Like there is a young singer called Jutimala Buragohai. So she is trying to promote Thai language music, which is where people were forgetting. Thai is the language of the Ahom community. So she has now, after the workshop, she has created a band, and now she is working only on reviving the lost songs. So that's a very good thing to happen.
It's a very nice thing. In fact, this is the least you can give to your homeland.
Yeah.
And lastly, but not the least, your films that will be shown in the 15th Habitat Film Festival. That is the mask art of Majuli. So please do highlight and do tell us what it is all about and how did you go about it.
Mask Art of Majuli is produced by Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts, which is under the Ministry of Culture. I'm really happy that they commissioned me to do the film. This film is on the mask making art, which was initiated by Srimanta Shankardev, the 15th century saint and social reformer, and that's a very traditional art which is now practiced by very few people. I mean, it is practiced in a couple of other places in Assam also, but it's mainly in Majuli. Only 2 families practice it. So they are trying to also teach other youngsters, and it's part of the masks are used in a traditional performance called Bhavnas and Ankiya Nats, which were again part of the Vaishnavite traditions started by Srimanta Shankardev, and that I tried to capture the whole story visually through this
have you
documentary.
done it in a fictional way or it's...
No, it's a documentary where the protagonists are the members of the two families who practice in, how they are doing it, how they are trying to, revive it.
So a lot of research work must have gone.
Yes, it's a very research-intensive documentary, and also visually it incorporates a lot of elements like how the masks are made, how they are used in bhavnas and all. So everything is there.
So that's great, and I really wish that you reach the pinnacle of glory the way you have been working.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and wish you all the very best for your future ventures.
Thank you.
You just heard an interview with Shri Utpal Bhorpujari, a renowned film critic and filmmaker from the state of Assam, in conversation with Vinita Thakur. And now listen to
Kumar Gaurav. It was brought to you by the News Services Division of Akashvani.